Your stifling sobs and the sound of your groans have only fanned the flames of revenge inside me even more, Maya, Harrison Reed growled, unleashing his ferocity upon 18-year-old Maya's neck and lips, forcing a terrified scream from her lungs. Under a cold, legal agreement, she had become a settlement wife, and in this luxurious bedroom, she was destined to endure nothing but cruelty. Maya was paying the price for a horrific accident caused by her father. She was the blood restitution meant to satisfy Harrison's burning rage. Harrison began to push his cruelty to the limit. "It hurts! I'm going to die!" Maya shrieked, but Harrison only smirked, showing even more ruthlessness. Meanwhile, Catherine Miller grabbed Maya's arm and began leading her out of the hall. "Mom, what are you doing? I don't want to go. I won't marry this heartless man," she pleaded through her tears, but Catherine was helpless. She was willing to do anything to save her husband, David Miller, from the shadow of death and a life sentence. Even if it meant making her daughter a sacrificial lamb, she was prepared for it. "Look, Maya, you have to sign this marriage contract with Harrison Reed and live with him. If you don't, they will destroy your father in court and have him killed. I'll be a widow and you'll be an orphan," Catherine said, making a final attempt to make her understand. "No, Mom, let go of my hand. I won't marry this monster," Maya sobbed, her voice trembling. But Catherine tried to reason with her, her tone cold, yet masked with a facade of motherly love. "Try to understand what I'm saying, Maya." With that, she gripped her arm and dragged her into the great hall where the Reed family lawyers and elders were seated. The moment she entered the meeting room, Maya felt dozens of eyes piercing through her. An instant later, a triumphant smile spread across Harrison's lips. He looked toward David Miller, whose beloved daughter was now about to become his legal property through marriage. Seeing this brought a twisted sense of peace to Harrison Reed's ego. David Miller looked at his wife and pleaded, "Catherine, take her away from here. I cannot throw my daughter into the fire of this bloody revenge." But Catherine countered, "Look, David, I cannot watch you die behind bars. We have other daughters. If we marry Maya to Harrison Reed and hand her over under this settlement, you will be saved." She spoke as if she had turned her heart to stone, while Maya knew exactly what happened to girls in these blood money agreements between powerful business dynasties. The same fate awaited her. Harrison scrutinized the 18-year-old girl intensely. A deep, poisonous smile played on his lips as he stared at her without blinking. Maya felt his gaze cutting right through her. "Mom, please, for God's sake, don't do this. I don't want this marriage." But the family council and the lawyers had made their decision. If David Miller wanted to escape a gruesome murder charge, he had to give his daughter's hand to Harrison Reed. And that was exactly what Harrison wanted. He didn't want to kill David Miller instantly. He wanted to kill him slowly by torturing his daughter and watching David suffer every single day. For this reason, he had set the condition that the girl be handed over to him, and that is exactly what happened. Despite Maya's endless weeping and screaming, she was dressed in a white bridal gown and seated beside Harrison Reed. She was shaking from head to toe. She knew that in these vengeful unions, a woman was given no respect. She never wanted to endure such agony. She wanted to scream at the top of her lungs, but despite David Miller's protests, Catherine remained silent and handed her daughter over to the Reed estate. David Miller was legally freed, but his daughter was imprisoned forever in a palace where only walls of hatred existed. As she left, Catherine said her final goodbyes, knowing in her heart that Maya would never return with her innocence intact. One by one, everyone in the hall left. Maya remained there, sitting and weeping, her white dress soaked with her tears. "Get up, girl. I'm taking you to my mansion," Harrison commanded sharply. Maya felt something shatter in her chest. She looked up at him and stood up abruptly. "I'm not going anywhere with you. For God's sake, let me go home," she cried. "I'm not letting you go home, sweetheart. You belong to me now under a contract. You have to stay with me. Now move." He grabbed Maya's arm roughly and dragged her away. Maya struggled to free her arm, her mind clouded with panic and anxiety. Harrison gripped her wrist with terrifying intensity and shoved her into his black SUV. She was trembling violently. As she closed her eyes, a flood of tears streamed down her cheeks. The vehicle sped down the highway, the interior of the car echoing with the sound of Maya's stifled sobs. "Look, Maya, stop crying. If I hear you sob one more time, things will get much worse for you," Harrison warned, looking at her with predatory eyes. "I don't want to go with you. I want to go back to my dad. You are a horrible person. My dad didn't do anything. You're punishing an innocent man, she wailed. Harrison looked at the girl who was still defending her father. Look, girl, stop the nonsense. You're about to find out exactly what's in store for you. A short while later, the car pulled up in front of the magnificent Reed estate. He grabbed Maya's arm from the other side, pulled her out of the car, and dragged her into the mansion. Maya could feel his fingers digging into her skin. Soon, she was thrown at the feet of a dignified but stern-looking woman. Mother, here she is, the daughter of the man who killed your son. Now you tell me, what should I do with her? He asked, throwing her at Victoria Reed's feet. Victoria Reed glared at Maya with bloodthirsty eyes. Then, looking up at Harrison, she said, Leave us, Harrison. I know exactly what to do with her. She walked over to Maya, grabbed her by the hair, and delivered a stinging slap to her face. Maya's lips split, and blood began to trickle down. I want to go back to my parents. I don't want to stay here, she cried. But Victoria felt nothing but pure hatred for the girl. Victoria Reed subjected her to mental and physical torment for what felt like hours. Maya felt the very life draining out of her. Finally, she was left in Harrison's room. When Harrison entered, she was sitting on the bed, cowering and shaking. I'm begging you, I'll do anything, just take me home. I can't live here with you people, she sobbed. Once the pampered, beloved daughter of David Miller, she was now in the clutches of predators. What do you think? That I brought you here to love you or treat you like a queen? No, my dear. That's just your delusion. You have no idea what I'm going to do to you now. With that, he slammed the bedroom door so hard the sound made Maya's heart jump. She was terrified of loud noises, and here was this man screaming at her. He locked the door and began unbuttoning his shirt as he moved toward her. What? What are you doing? Maya stammered in fear. He leaned over her, gripping her face tightly. Look, Maya, you are beautiful, but I'm here for revenge. Your beauty won't distract me from that. He threw the shawl off her shoulders. Maya tried to cover herself immediately. No, you can't do this to me. Let me go. But he was already closing in on her, his breath hot against her skin. Maya felt as though she were going to die. Seeing her bleeding lip, a smirk spread across Harrison's face. He began to unleash his inner beast upon her. She dug her nails into his arms and hands, trying to fight him off. Suddenly she screamed, Let me go! Why are you hurting me so much? I want my mommy! She called out for her mother, but David Miller was far away, unable to hear his daughter's cries. Harrison had become a total animal. The grief of his brother's death had blinded him to the fact that an innocent girl stood before him. The night passed in a blur of tears and pain. By morning, Maya's entire body felt broken. She looked around and saw that Harrison was no longer in the room. The agony she was experiencing was beyond words. The room was dark, with only a sliver of light peeking through the window. When the door opened and light flooded in, someone entered. The lights flickered on, and Maya gasped in disbelief at the person standing before her. She scrambled up, wrapped a sheet around herself, and ran to him, sobbing against his chest. Wyatt! Take me away from here, Wyatt! Please! You love me, don't you? Take me somewhere far away. I can't take this man's cruelty anymore. I didn't do anything wrong, she wailed. Wyatt Reed couldn't bring himself to wrap his arms around her. Instead, he gently pulled her away and sat her on the bed. Seeing the marks on Maya's face and neck, he closed his eyes in a struggle for self-control. This was the same Maya that Wyatt had loved with all his heart. Memories of their beautiful past flashed before his eyes. Wyatt, you'll take me away, won't you? Maya asked, placing her hand on his cheek. Her voice held the same desperation she used to call him with. But Wyatt knew the truth. Maya was now another man's wife, and that man was none other than his older brother, Harrison. He couldn't bring himself to tell her. Wyatt, please, take me away. If that man comes back, he'll kill you too, Maya cried. Wyatt grabbed her shoulders, wiped her tears, and said, Look, no one is going to hurt me. Don't worry. Maya screamed, Please, Wyatt, that man is a monster. He'll kill me. As she spoke, she collapsed into Wyatt's arms, losing consciousness. Her mascara was smudged across her face. Wyatt looked at her in agony, but remained silent. When Maya regained consciousness, Wyatt said with a sad smile, Look, Maya, I couldn't tell you the truth. Maybe you'll hate me once you hear it." Maya looked at him, confused. "What do you mean? Who are you?" Wyatt replied, "Do you want the truth? But remember, if you hate me after hearing it, things will get ugly." Maya began to feel a sense of dread. Wyatt pulled a first aid kit from the side table and began applying ointment to her wounds. "Please, Wyatt, take me home," Maya said, reaching for his hand as she always had. But Wyatt pulled his hand back. After tending to her face, he spoke. "Maya, I am Harrison's younger brother." It felt like a bomb had gone off. 18-year-old Maya stared wide-eyed at the man who sat before her with his head bowed. She recoiled instantly. "Get out! Get out of here! You're just as cruel as he is. You're exactly like him." "Don't you people know how sacred marriage is? You've turned it into nothing but a tool for revenge and settlements just to crush someone's soul." Maya wept in anger. Wyatt said, "Look, Maya, I'll try to talk to Harrison. You're innocent." Maya screamed, "I don't want to hear anything from you, Wyatt. Just leave." Wyatt looked at her bandaged, withered face one last time and walked out in silence. As soon as Wyatt stepped out, Harrison was standing there, his brow furrowed in a scowl. "What was Wyatt doing in my room?" Harrison, well aware of his younger brother's reputation with women, walked into the room in a rage. He grabbed Maya's arm and demanded, "What was Wyatt doing in here?" Maya panicked. "What are you doing? Stay away from me!" Harrison roared. "Oh, really? Was he here to give you a private lesson? What is your connection to him?" "You're a settlement girl, and I'm going to punish you so severely that your father's soul will tremble," Harrison snarled, gripping her jaw. "It hurts. Let me go," Maya cried. Harrison tightened his grip. "You think I'm just going to let this go? You're going to have a little fling with my brother the moment I'm gone? Do you think I'm an idiot?" "You've got it all wrong. I haven't done anything," Maya tried to convince him. "I know girls like you. It hasn't even been a day and you're already trying to seduce my little brother." Harrison grabbed her hair again, towering over her. Maya was exhausted from trying to fight him off. "Please, leave me alone." But her sobs only echoed back from the walls. Standing outside, Wyatt heard everything, and only he knew the pain he was feeling. Harrison had always listened to Wyatt, but today, Wyatt was weeping tears of blood seeing the girl he loved in Harrison's grip. When Harrison finally stepped out and saw Wyatt standing there, his anger flared. "What are you doing here?" Wyatt stammered. "I came to talk to you, so I was waiting." Harrison brushed him off and sent him away. Maya cried all night. She hadn't eaten in 2 days. Hunger and trauma were taking their toll on her. When a maid entered the room with a food tray, she said, "Mr. Harrison sent this for you and ordered you to get ready. Make sure you follow his orders." Maya looked at the food. It was everything she used to like, but her heart was withered. She began to remember the past when she and Wyatt used to meet. "Wyatt, if your family sees me, they'll kill me," Maya had said to Wyatt in the past. Wyatt had pulled her close and whispered, "Do you know how beautiful you are? I love you more than anything." Maya would try to pull away. "Please, Wyatt, stay back, someone will see us." They used to meet behind an old farmhouse while her friends called for her. Wyatt would say, "We have to meet next Sunday. I'll be waiting for you." Maya was lost in her memories when Harrison's angry voice snapped her back to reality. "I thought you'd be ready by now." Maya looked at him in terror. "Remember, Maya, you are a settlement girl, and your end is going to be miserable. You have much more pain to endure." Maya now trembled at the mere mention of Harrison's name. After Harrison left, Victoria Reed entered the room, grabbed Maya by the hair, and slapped her again. "I need to remind you of your place. You're David Miller's daughter. I'm going to take my revenge through you. I'll take you to your father in such a state that it will break him," Victoria screamed. Maya begged, "Auntie, let me go. I'm going to die." Victoria laughed. "You have to endure it, sweetheart. You came into this house as blood restitution." She tormented her further before leaving. Maya sat collapsed on the floor, weeping over her fate. Her body shivered against the cold tiles. Just then, someone wrapped a warm shawl around her. Maya looked up to see Wyatt. She immediately threw herself into his arms. "I'm scared, Wyatt. Take me away. You're not like them, are you?" Wyatt said sadly. "Maya, I can't take you anywhere. I can't do anything for you. Please stay away from me." Maya's heart broke. "How can you say that? You said our bond was deep." Wyatt remained silent, trying to extinguish the fire of his love but failing miserably. Maya sobbed, "I can't stay with Harrison. I want a divorce." Wyatt couldn't stand her crying any longer and pulled her to his chest. Suddenly, Maya felt someone watching them. She looked toward the door and saw Harrison standing there. Maya pulled away from Wyatt instantly, her body trembling. Harrison's eyes were bloodshot with rage. Wyatt tried to explain. "Brother, let me tell you." But Harrison landed a powerful blow across Wyatt's face. "This girl is trash. But have you become trash too? Have you no shame, romancing your own sister-in-law?" Harrison roared. "If I ever see you near her again, I'll kill you." "Brother, listen to me. She's innocent," Wyatt yelled. Harrison gestured for him to get out. "Have you forgotten that her father killed our younger brother? And you're showing her sympathy? If you're so desperate for her, should I start preparing for your wedding instead?" Wyatt snapped. "That's enough, brother. I loved this girl long before you did. If I had known it was Maya, I would never have let her come into this house as a settlement." "I love her deeply, brother. The girl I always told you about, it was Maya." Wyatt's confession sent Harrison's rage through the roof. Wyatt stormed off, not thinking about what would happen to Maya. Harrison didn't return to the room all day, but when he came back at night, there was a strange, dangerous glint in his eyes. Maya was asleep, her first peaceful sleep in days, but Harrison grabbed her arm and jerked her awake. "How can you sleep so peacefully?" Harrison hissed, bringing his face close to hers. Maya's body was burning with fever. "I don't have the strength today. Please stay away from me," she cried. Harrison snapped. "How can I just leave you? You're my wife, yet you're making promises of love to my brother. Do you think I'm a child? Now you'll pay for this." In his rage, he tore at her clothes as she wept. "Harrison, please, I'm sick, don't do this," she begged, but the man was blinded by the fire of revenge. All night, Maya's sobs echoed. In the morning, she staggered out of the room, drank some water in the kitchen, and sat in the lounge. Wyatt came over and sat on the floor, taking her hand. "I can't live without you, Maya." Maya pulled her hand back. "You're a traitor too. You're just like him." "I'll take you away from Harrison," Wyatt promised. Maya wiped her eyes. "Look, you are not my protector. Stay away. If Harrison sees us, it'll be the end. In this house, a settlement girl is nothing more than a mistress. I'm tired, Wyatt. I'm going to die." She leaned against Wyatt's shoulder and cried uncontrollably. Wyatt comforted her. "I'll do something. I'll get you out of here." Wyatt sent her back to her room, but as soon as she entered, Harrison was sitting on the sofa. "Back from meeting your lover? Did you get what you wanted?" Maya exploded in anger. "Don't you dare question my character. I will endure your cruelty, but I will not take this humiliation." Harrison grabbed her by the hair. "You've grown quite the spine, haven't you? Do you think I'll ever let you be with Wyatt? You are mine, and you will stay mine." "You are so beautiful, Maya, and those lips drive me crazy," Harrison said with a mocking smile. Maya replied, "I don't want to be with you." Harrison's anger peaked. He couldn't stand the thought of Maya with Wyatt. "You belong only to me," he yelled. Just then, there was a loud pounding on the door. Wyatt and Harrison's younger sister were banging on it. "Brother, let her go! She's going to die!" Harrison lashed out at Maya with his belt. She felt like she was truly dying. Wyatt broke down the door and rushed in. Maya immediately collapsed into Wyatt's arms, unconscious, blood trickling from her forehead. "Brother, have you lost your mind? Look at her!" Wyatt screamed. Harrison countered, "Yes, I'm crazy because I love her. I won't let her be yours." Wyatt looked at him with pure disgust. "Brother, you don't even deserve her love anymore." Maya was rushed to the hospital in critical condition. Both Wyatt and Harrison were there. For the first time, Harrison realized the magnitude of his mistake. Wyatt reproached him. "You crushed an innocent child, brother." Wyatt left, saying he had urgent business. Harrison sat there alone, burning in the fire of regret. He got into his car and sped down the road, his mind a chaotic mess. Suddenly, a massive truck heading the opposite way collided with Harrison's car. There was a deafening explosion, and then everything was over. In the hospital, Maya regained consciousness, but Harrison was gone from this world. It was a massive shock for the Reed family. Maya was allowed to complete her mourning period in the mansion, The Reed family had finally realized that Maya was innocent. As soon as her mourning period ended, Wyatt married Maya. He loved her truly, and now he wanted to heal all the wounds on Maya's soul with the balm of his love. Maya finally breathed a sigh of relief, for she was finally with the man who had always cherished her.